Hello everyone, if you are watching this video, it means that you have already completed a degree in Canada or you are about to complete it very soon. First of all, congratulations on your achievement. You have worked really hard and you should be proud of this day. Now it's time to apply for your post-graduation work permit, which is also known as PGWP. Applying for the PGWP is really simple. It's one of the simplest application you'll ever do in your life. So in this video, I'm going to guide you through the process step by step. We will talk about the documents you need to apply for the PGWP, how to include your 1+1 year PG program to get your 3 years of work permit, how to include the extra employment that you could not fit in the IMM form, how to include your English language proficiency test result or any language proficiency test result with your PGWP application, and lots of other tips and information throughout the video. So let's get started. So there are different documents you need to apply for your post-graduation work permit. So let's look into that. First is proof that you have completed your studies. This is usually proved by the completion letter from your school. Most of the school, they provide you the completion letter after you are done with your studies. So if you did not get your completion letter, please contact your school. They will provide you the completion letter stating that you have completed your degree, and that's enough. Proof that you are enrolled in full-time studies. So this is usually proved with the transcript, and according to the IRCC, you can use both official transcript from your DLI or copy of your official transcript from your institution website. So you can use either of them. I recommend you to get the official transcript if you can, but if you can't, you can use either one of them. Proof of language result. So starting November 1st, 2024, anyone who apply for the PGWP needs to provide the proof of language result. So this can be proved by CELPIP, TEF, IELTS, TCF and PTE core. For the IELTS, you need IELTS General, and for the CELPIP, you need the CELPIP General, and for the PTE, you need PTE core. So you need to take one of these tests before you apply for the PGWP. So the language requirement for the different level of studies are different. So please at first confirm that your language ability is met before you apply for your PGWP. So here are the list. You can look to see whether your English language test result is enough to apply for your PGWP. So another is proof that you graduated in an eligible field of study. So this does not apply to those people who have applied for their study permit before November 1st, 2024. So if you have applied for your study permit after November 1st, 2024, you need to prove that you have graduated in an eligible field of study. To look at the eligible field of study, just click this link and it will take you to the page where you can look whether your program is in the eligible field of study requirement list. So again, this does not apply to those people who have applied for their study permit before November 1st, 2024. So there is the temporary public policy by IRCC for immigration medical exam until October 5, 2029, which means that if you have completed an IME within 5 years of submitting your new application, you are exempt from doing another medical exam. You don't need to do your medical exam if you have done a medical exam for IRCC in last 5 years and you already live in Canada. So this is the exemption from the Canadian government, but I have seen many applications who got the condition on their work permit because they did not submit their medical examination. The website IRCC is telling that you don't need to do the medical examination if you have done one in last 5 years and you already live in Canada. But on the other hand, many applicants are getting condition on their post-graduation work permit. So if you are working on healthcare and childcare, after your PGWP, I recommend you to do your medical examination. It costs you around $400 to $450 depending upon the location. It will save you from potential condition on your work permit that won't let you work in healthcare and childcare. If you don't submit your medical and if you get condition on your work permit, it's really hard task to amend that work permit. It takes almost like 1 month to up to 5 months. So please do the medical exam if you want to work in healthcare and childcare, and that's completely my suggestion. If you don't want to include your medical examination based on this public policy, you can move forward without doing your medical examination. So another required document is your passport. I recommend you to upload all the pages of the passport, including the blank pages. This is just to make sure that you have not hidden any visas and any stamp on your passport. But if you don't want to do that, just upload the main page of your passport, including the pages that has visa and stamps on it. And the other document is your photo. For the photo, you can go to Staples, Walmart, or any nearby store who can get a photo for you. Just tell them that you need photo for your work permit. They have their format and they will give you the photo. So another document that you can include is explanation letter. But that is completely optional. You don't need to do it, but this is beneficial to those people who had some unique situation during their study time. Let's say they changed their DLI, they can always write that they come to this program and they changed this DLI on this date and they have completed their program and they are applying for their PGWP. Or if you have done 1+1 year PG program, you can write that you completed this program from this year to this year and this program from this year to this year. So you completed 2-year PG program in Canada and you are eligible for 3 years of work permit. Or you can also explain if you have taken any break during your studies because of some special circumstances. You can also explain your situations here, or you can explain any other things that you think might be beneficial for your PGWP application. But please don't make your explanation letter very long. Try to limit it within 1 or 2 pages if you can. But if you think that you have to explain a lot, yeah, but try to keep it like as short as possible. So let's start the PGWP application. At first, go to canada.ca website, choose English, menu, immigration and citizenship, sign into your IRCC account, sign into your existing account. So if you don't have access to your old GCK or IRCC account, you can easily make a new. This actually happens to those people who have applied through a consultant and they never got their GCK, or maybe some of you forgot your ID and passport or your account got revoked, and that's not a problem. You can create a new GCK account and still move forward. If you want, there is option to link your old application if you want to, but it's completely optional. The important thing to understand is that your immigration file is tied to your UCI number, not your GCK login. So whether it's a study permit, PGWP, or any other applications, IRCC tracks you by your UCI, not by your GCK. So go ahead, make a new account if you need one. It won't affect your application in any way. So I assume that you have the GCK account with you. So if you don't have one, please go and make a new one. So let's go to the work permit, IRCC secure account, GCK username and password. So here it will ask you to enter your username and password. I'll include my username and password. Then it will send one-time passcode to your email. Again, I accept. And this will also ask you the identity validation question, and this will get you to this page. If you scroll down, there is apply to come to Canada. Click on that. You scroll down, click this option, visitor visa, study and a work permit. What would you like to do in Canada? I'm applying for the PGWP, so I'll do work. How long are you planning to stay in Canada? Temporarily, more than 6 months. Select the code that matches the one on your passport. I'm from Nepal, so I'll just do Nepal. What is your current country or territory of residence? Canada. Do you have a family member who is Canadian citizen or permanent resident? So for this section, family member means your spouse, your common law partner, your dependent children and their dependent children. So your spouse or common law partner, your children or your grandchildren. So it does not mean your brother or sister for this section. So I don't have anyone who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, so I'll just do no. What is your date of birth? Just put in your date of birth. Are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States? No. What is your current immigration status in Canada? A student. So before you apply for your PGWP, you need valid study permit. If you don't have your study permit valid at the time you submit your application, you cannot work until your PGWP is approved. So if you have your valid study permit at the time you are submitting your PGWP application, you can work full time until the decision is made on your application. But you need the valid study permit at the time you submit your PGWP application. If you have applied for study permit extension and it's not approved yet, and you apply for your PGWP, you still can't work until your PGWP is approved. So your study permit needs to be valid at the time you apply for your PGWP to work full time. So I'll click next. Do you plan to work on campus? No. Are you a full-time student? No, we already graduated. Have you recently graduated from participating institution? Yes. Is your work an essential part of your studies? So again, you are not applying for the co-op or internship program. Even if you have done co-op or internship program during your studies, you just click no. Next, have you been told by an IRCC office that you are approved in principle for permanent residence? In my case, it's no. Have you submitted a permanent resident application in Canada? For my case, it's no. Do you have a written job offer? So even if you have a written job offer, or maybe like you are working somewhere, you to put here no, because you are not applying for LMIA based work permit. Click next. Do you have an official letter from your school that confirms you have completed your study program? Yes. What is your marital status? I'm single, so I'll write single. What is your province or territory of destination? So I live in Alberta, so I'll do Alberta. So based on the information we have provided earlier, we are eligible for temporary resident visa and post-graduation work permit in Canada. So you can't apply both at once. You have to apply for the post-graduation work permit at first. It needs to get approved, and then only with that PGWP you can apply for your TRB. So click continue on post-graduation work permit. So click continue again. Do you have an official letter from your school that confirms you have completed your study program? Click yes. Have you had a medical exam performed by an IRCC authorized panel physician within the last 12 months? So if you have done medical exam, click yes. So if you have not done the medical exam, as I described earlier, it's best to do the medical exam if you want to work on healthcare or childcare, even though there is a public policy for the exemption. And if you think that you are not working on healthcare or childcare, but if you still want to try your luck, whether you will get a condition on your work permit, click yes here and upload your old medical exam with the explanation that you have done your medical examination in last 5 years and you are living in Canada since then, and you are eligible for the medical exemption under the public policy. Just explain that and upload that in the medical examination form section. But if you don't want to use your luck and you want to do a medical exam, please do it. It will take you 4 to 5 days to get your result back and upload it in your PGWP application. Click next. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? For me, it's no. So there's option to apply for PGWP and spousal open work permit together. I recommend you to wait for at least 1 to 2 months before you apply for your spousal open work permit. If their initial spousal work permit is valid for next to 3 months, wait for 1 to 2 months before you apply for their work permit. Because if IRCC process the work permit of your spouse faster than your PGWP, there's a very high chance that they will give refusal on spousal work permit. So for now, I'm not applying for any family member. Click no. So next, are you giving someone access to your application? For me, I'm not giving access to anyone. I'm doing it by myself. So I'll click no. Click next. In the past 10 years, have you given your fingerprints and photo biometrics for an application? I assume that when you applied for your study permit, you have given your biometrics. So I'll click yes. But if you didn't give your biometric in past 10 years, click no, so that IRCC will send you the biometric instruction letter and you can do the biometrics. Click next. There are fees associated with your application. Will you be paying your fees? Yes, I will be paying my application fees. Are you able to make a digital copy of your document? Yes. Will you be paying your application fees online? Yes. So you'll have a chance to review your answers. Please review all of them once and click continue. Continue again. Okay, so here are the required documents you need. So let's start with IMM 5710 form. Just download the form. So let's look at how to fill the IMM 5710 form that you have just downloaded. So for the UCI number, if you look at your study permit, there will be UCI number below the application number. Just write the UCI number without any dashes. I want service in English, so I'll just do English. If you want in French, click French. I'm applying for one or more of the following. Click on apply for a work permit for the first time or with a new employer. Please don't choose other option. Just click on apply for a work permit for the first time or with a new employer. Write your family name, which is your last name. Give a name. Have you ever used any other name? I didn't use any other name, so I'll just click no. Sex, male, date of birth, city or town. I was born in Kathmandu, Nepal. So I'll just do Kathmandu, Nepal. Citizenship, I'm a citizen of Nepal, so I will do Nepal. For this one, click student user status. So again, if your study permit is not valid at the time you are submitting your application, you can't work until your PGWP is approved. Let's say even if you have applied for the study permit extension and it's not approved yet, and you apply for the PGWP, you can't work until it's approved. So if you look at your study permit, you'll find the issue date and the expiry date. Just write that here with dashes. So if you have applied for a study permit extension, write the issued date of your original study permit that you have got when you first come to Canada. Write the issued date of your initial study permit here, and write the expiry date of your latest study permit here that you have got after applying for the extension. Previous countries or territories of residence. So if you have lived in any country in the last 5 years other than your country of citizenship. So if you are from Nepal and you come to Canada from Nepal, you don't need to write anything here. But if you have lived in any other country other than Nepal, you have to click S and provide the details. For me, I have not lived in any other country other than my home country, so I'll just do no. Your marital status, for me I'm single. If you are married, write married and write the date of your marriage, and also write the family name and the given name of your spouse. And if your spouse is Canadian citizen or permanent residence, click S. Personal detail continued. Have you previously been married or in common law citizenship? No, I was never married. So but if you were married before and got divorced, write yes and fill up the details. So this is only for those people who do not have their spouse with them. Maybe they were divorced, maybe they died, or anything could happen. So if you have a spouse, you only fill this form. Native language, for me my native language is Nepali, so I'll just do Nepali. Are you able to communicate in English or French? I can communicate only in English, so I'll just do English. Have you taken a test from designated test agency? So again, you need proof of language proficiency test result to apply for your PGWP. So I'll click yes here. And a passport number, look at your passport and write the number. My passport was issued from Nepal, so I'll just write Nepal. issuing date, look at the issuing date on your passport and write the same. National identity document, I don't have national identity document, I'll click no. Are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States? I'm not, so I'll just click no. Contact information, current mailing address. So the address you enter here, IRCC will send your PGWP in that address. So just make sure that everything is written correctly. So let's say my apartment number is 02, my street number is 1234, street number is 34th Street, city or town, Edmonton, Canada, Alberta, DT 5563. Residential address, same as mailing address. So you can keep your mailing address and your residential address different. For me it's same, so I'll just do yes. Okay, so if you do any error in your form, it will just give you this red box with error sign. Yeah, so if you do any error in your application, it will give that red rectangle with error message. So just fix it and move on to next section. Telephone number, Canada, US. I'll just type my telephone number, cellular number. So this is the first 3 digits of your phone number. So if you have another alternate telephone number, enter it here. Your email address, just type it here. Date and place of your original entry to Canada. So again, look at your study permit. So if you came to Canada on a study permit, just look at the issue date of the study permit and include it here. As we did before, it was 2023-01-01. But let's say you came to Canada on visitor visa and you apply for the study permit, please write the date of your original entry as a visitor visa, not as the date in your study permit. But if you come to Canada on the study permit for the very first time, look at the issue date on your study permit and just write that date and the place. So if you have come to any Canadian airport, write the name of the airport. So if you came on Toronto, just write Toronto International Airport. If you came on Vancouver, write Vancouver International Airport. So the original purpose of coming to Canada. So if you come on study for the very first time, just write study. If you come on visitor visa, write visitor. If you came on work permit, write work permit. Date and place of your most recent entry to Canada. So if you never left Canada after you came to Canada, just you can leave this space blank, you don't need to write it anything. But if you have left Canada in between, so you just write the date of your most recent entry and place of your entry, just like we did before. If you came on Toronto Airport, just write Toronto International Airport. If applicable, provide the document number of the most recent visitor record, study permit, work permit. So if you look at your study permit, there will be the study permit number on the top right side, starting with F. But let's say you applied for a study permit extension or co-op work permit after you came to Canada, write the document name of that permit. So it's asking you to write the document number of your latest application. So for me, it was the study permit. I didn't apply for the study permit extension. I didn't apply for any co-op work permit. So it was just the study permit that was issued me at the first time. So I'll just write that document number. What type of work permit are you applying for? I'm applying for the post-graduation work permit. I'll just write that. So this field is not mandatory. Details of my prospective employer for post-graduation work permit. So I'll just leave it blank. So the number 8, it asks you if you have been issued a certificate under a provincial nominee program. For my case, it's no. So I'll just click no. Have you had any post-secondary education, including university, college, or apprenticeship training? So you have done your study in Canada, so you'll do yes, and you write the date you started your program. Let's say I started on 2023 January to 2025 April. Field and level of study. So for field and level of study, write the program you have completed. Let's say you have completed diploma in computer technology, school or faculty name Senecal College, city or town Toronto, country or territory Canada, province or Ontario. So if you have done 1+1 year PG program, there's a trick. Write the start date of your initial PG program and write the date your second PG program ended. Then you write both the level of study. Let's say you did PG in business plus, and you also did support worker. Just write this. And if you have done both the program in one college, just write the name of one college. If you have done it in two different institutions, write the name of both institution here. Let's say I did another from Cambrian College. City of Toronto, again, if you have done it in two different cities, just write two different cities. Let's say if you have done first one in Toronto, write for Toronto. If you have done second in Sudbury, write in Sudbury. And that should be enough for the visa officer to know that you have completed 1+1 year PG program. My advice is to include both your education like this in the form, and also include an explanation letter in the client information section. So another section is employment. You have to give details of your employment for the past 10 years. So start from the most recent job. Say you started one job from 2023-04, team lead, importance to, if you are still working, you can leave this space blank. If you have already left that job, just write the end date. Write the city of your job, country or territory Canada, province or state Ontario. So in this form you can include only 3 of the employment. So if you have done more than 3 jobs, you can include them in your client information section. I will cover the detail later in the video. If you have more than one, just include 3 of your employment here, starting from the most recent, and include other in the client information section. Background information. Within the past 10 years, have you or family members ever had tuberculosis? From me, no. Have you had any physical or mental disorder? No. So if you click yes in one of these, you have to explain. Have you ever remained beyond the validity of your status, attended school without authorization, or worked without authorization? For my case, it's no. If it's yes for you, you have to explain it here. Have you ever been refused a visa or permit? For me, no. Please read this line carefully. Any other country, Canada or any other country. So let's say your visit visa for US was rejected. So just write that my visit visa US was rejected on this date. Just, you don't need to explain a lot, just write one sentence, but please make sure you include everything in this place. Have you previously applied to enter or remain in Canada? Yes. So you have applied for a study permit when you first come to Canada. So you click yes, and just write that I had applied for a study permit to Canada on, so write the date, September 20, 2022, and was approved. So you don't need to write the same way, but just make sure that you mention that you have applied for the study permit. And if your visa was rejected before, also include that, stating that your visa was rejected for which country and on which date. But it won't let you write a lot of things in this space, so just try to get rid of extra word and extra sentences. Just make it short as possible, but make sure that you include everything. Have you ever committed crime? No. If you click yes, just explain it here. Did you serve in any military? I did not serve in any military, so I'll just click no. Have you ever been a member of political party? For me, no. Have you ever witnessed in the ill treatment of prisoners? For me, it's no. Do you consent to be contacted by IRCC? Yes. And just write your name here and today's date. and click on validate. So after you click on validate, you will get this barcode here. Just make sure if you have made any mistake, it will show you that you had any mistake and it won't show you the barcode. And please save this PDF after you fill it and validate it. So just click on file, save, and it's saved. So it signed me out, so I just logged in again. Signed me out because I was spending quite time filling that form, so I have to log in again. So if you log in again and scroll below, you'll find your application that you have started here. Just continue an application that you haven't submitted. So just click continue application. So it will ask you to review your answers again. If you can review your answer if you want to. Click continue. Okay. So here, upload the file you just completed. And here, recent education transcript. So upload your transcript here. Click on the upload file and upload your transcript. If you have done 1+ 1 year program, upload the transcript of both of your degree. And in this section, upload your completion letter. If you have done 2 1+ 1 year program, upload the completion letter of both the program. Here, passport, upload your passport. You can either upload all the pages including the blank pages, or just include the main page with the pages that has stamp and visa on it. Proof of upfront medical exam. So I clicked yes. If you remember, I clicked yes at whether I want to work on healthcare or childcare. So it's giving me this option. So if you click no there, this option will not show in your portal. Again, if you want to work on healthcare and childcare, please do your medical exam. IRCC is not being consistent about giving that exemption to everyone. So if you want to work on healthcare and childcare, avoid the delay you have to face if you have to amend, and it's going to take a lot of time. And if you just here to try your luck, just include your old medical exam and include explanation letter that you are exempt from doing another medical exam because you did your medical exam in last 5 years and you are in Canada since then. And upload your digital photo. So here is the requirement of your digital photo. If you go to place like London Drugs, Staples, Walmart, they will know the format of the photo. So we just told them that it's for the work permit, they can get it for you. This is the optional document. So if you are applying for your work permit inside Canada, you don't need to fill this one. Most of the people are mistaken about like if you fill this form, you can have your TRB with your PGWP. No, it's not the case. This is just for those people who are applying for any temporary resident visa outside Canada. It's not for the people who are doing it from inside Canada. Just by filling the form, it's not giving you the TRB. So for the client information, you can do number of things. So one is explanation letter. Don't make it too long. As I told you before, if you have some special circumstances you want to explain, like you changed your DLI, you did 1+ 1 year visa program, you took any break in your studies, just explain it here. And if you have some supporting documents, just include that document as well. And include your language proficiency test result in the client information section. So IRCC has new requirement of doing language proficiency test. So but there's like no separate section to upload your result. So you have to upload it in your client information section. So just upload it here. And your study permit and the extra employment that you could not add in IMM 5709 form. So this format is the exact format from the IMM form, but you don't need to follow the exact format. But make sure that you add the start date, end date of your each job, and the place where you did it, and what were your position in that company, the name of the company, like write everything. You don't need to follow this format, but if you want to follow this format, I will upload it and provide the link in the description. Just click that link, you can download this form, and you can just write the details here. If you decide just to write it normally, just write that job detail 1, the start date, end date, activity or occupation, company name, city, country, province. Again, you don't need to follow the exact format. You can include it in any ways. You can write it in paragraph, you can write it in bullet point, you can make a table, you can write it any way. but just make sure that you write the details of all of your work. So again, in the client information section, include explanation letter, your study permit, your language test result, and the extra employment you couldn't fit it in the IMM form. So merge all of this document in one file and upload it in the client information section. Again, if I was not clear before, for your transcript, if you have done 1+1 year program, just merge the transcript of both the program and upload it here. And if you have done 1+1 year program again, and you have to merge the completion letter of both the program and upload it here. So after you uploaded all the documents, now it's time to submit your PGWP application. Make sure that you have uploaded all the documents correctly in the correct place, and there's like no option to review the documents you have submitted. So if you feel that you have uploaded the wrong document, go back to your PDF, look at the document. So you can re-upload the document, but you can't view the document you have uploaded. So after this, click next. So you have to click I agree here, write your name, also write your security question, click on I agree. After all this, you click on transmit and pay, you put your credit card details, and you pay for your PGWP application. So that's all. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video helped you. If you have any question throughout the process, you can drop a comment and I will try to reply as much as possible. But if you have any case specific scenario, I might not be able to guide you. But yes, if you have any general questions throughout the video, please drop a comment and I will try to reply as much as possible. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.